So in this video, we will be starting our next topic, that is the monetary policy, which is controlled by RBI, that is Central Bank of India. So how it works, we will see. But before that, we have to see the overview that how banking system of our country works. Right? Most of the country follow this system, but we have to focus on ours only. So how it works, let's see. So we have this common public. We have various commercial banks. Like we have public and private commercial banks. We have RBI, SBI, not RBI, RBI Central Bank. We have SBI, PNB, SCFC. There are a lot of commercial banks. We will see how it works. So what public does? The public places its money or parks its money. That is deposits. See, what it deposit, we have to understand a thing, that is the model of Keynesian. That is Y. Y is equal to C plus S. That is, whatever is your income is something that is consumed or that is saved. For example, if you are earning 100 rupees, that doesn't mean that whatever you are earning will what is you will consume. You will consume something out of your income and something which will be saved. So this saving part, whatever you save, suppose you consume 80 and you save 20, this 20 part will be act as your deposit into your commercial banks, right? So whatever public deposit into the commercial bank, this deposit can be in various types. Like we have savings account, we have current account, we have recurring deposit, we have fixed deposit. Now you have to understand one thing. This savings and current account is the net demand liability, and this is time liability for the bank. This liability is for the bank because see, you are parking your money, and money that you are parking is your asset, right? Why it is asset? That you are, because you will be earning something from it. We will see what you are earning. So this deposit, your bank deposit, becomes an asset for you, and same deposit will become liability for the bank. Why? Because bank have to repay this deposit back, including your interest. So bank gives you deposit interest, and it varies. In savings account, you get something written like you get 3 or 4%. In current, you don't get any return. In RD, you get something. In FD, you get the maximum return, that is 7 or 6%. It varies from bank to bank as per time being. So deposit interest is paid on the public account, of the public on the deposit which they have done. So we take an example. 3% is given. I'm taking the savings account. What commercial bank does to this deposit? It gives as a loan to the public. Gives as a loan, and in return, what the loan or the borrower gives to the commercial bank is the lending rate, lending interest, you can say. Suppose the bank is taking around 9%. We can take an example. It's a hypothetical example. Whatever the difference, that is, the bank is getting 9% and it is giving 3%. That is 6%. This 6% is the profit of the bank. The 6% is the profit of the bank, and it is known as spread. Alright, so this is how bank works, and this is how bank makes the money. Now we are looking at the monetary policy, and we have to learn that what a monetary policy does and why it occurs. You know, everything has a purpose, and same works with the monetary policy. See, we have inflation, or better, I will make you understand the graph. So this is how the cycle of economy works. This is a recovery phase. This is a peak, that is known as boom. This downfall is the recession. This is depression. This is again recovery. And the cycle works. Alright. So at a boom stage, aggregate demand always remain high. We know that why we are studying the economics is due to we have scarce resources, and our aggregate supply always remains shortfall to the increase in aggregate demand, because we have a lot of population and we cannot cater to a lot of population with the resources which we have. So this decrease in aggregate supply and increase in aggregate demand result into price hike, and this price hike is known as the inflation, right? Then we have recession. And what happens in the price rise? See, this is an inflation situation, and this inflationary situation is not always bad, right? We have to maintain something of the inflation. As for example, we have 4% plus minus 2% of inflation right now. So why RBI or the central government is maintaining this inflation? Inflation is a price rise, and price rise in the context of a common people is always negative, right? Why the central government does not do it at 0%, which we have to understand today. See, the price rise, this is a price rise. Whatever is, for example, if there is a commodity A which I used to get at 10 rupees, but now due to the price rise, it rose to 12 rupees. Now understand, I have to pay 12 rupees for to get same quantity as I would have got for 10 rupees. So what will happen? This 2 rupees, extra 2 rupees, this extra 2 rupees will go to the pocket of seller or the producer. What will producer do? Producer will get automatically motivated that he is getting 2 rupees more, and in this meantime, what he will do? He will produce more. He will produce more because he is getting 2 rupees more, and he will get motivated that I am getting 2 rupees more. I should produce more because there is a lot of demand for my good, and why should I not take the opportunity for this? So to produce more, he will require more labor or more capital. So labor will be required more, and due to this, unemployment rate will fall. This is how inflation works. So it's a better picture, right? Because unemployment is decreasing, but you cannot say that unemployment will decrease if we make this around 3 or 4 digit inflation. That does not work because it works at a certain extent. This is known as the Phillips curve, and the Phillips curve works at a certain extent, and after that we have a situation of stagflation. We will be looking at later on. So this is a common overview, right? The main reason of this price hike is the increase in money supply. Whenever you have the more money supply, you will always see that the price is rising, because see, there is person A, person B and person C. They do not have any money. If they do not have any money, they do not demand. Somehow they get money out of nowhere. So now in each of their pocket they have money. What we will do? They will go to the market and they will demand. Due to this, demand increases, supply shortfalls and price rise. This is how the money supply works. So the money supply, the increase in money supply is the primary concern or the primary cause of the inflation, right? So what happens? Now this situation cannot go as prolonged, right? Now what will happen? As the price will increase, what will happen? This boom period will fall into recession. Because see, you cannot cater to your the growing demand because you have a lot of population, but your supply is less because you have less resources to cater that prolonged growing demand. What will happen? Now the boom period will fall into recession, right? You will pull out this unemployment rate. You will throw them out. What will happen? The recession will occur, and at one situation the deflation will also occur. In this deflation, this is we also known as deflation, when aggregate demand falls, aggregate supply rises, and price falls. We have no demand. Why we have no demand? Because money supply has been snatched out. How it is snatched out? We have a lot of monetary policy. See, if there is a price hike and it is growing, this monetary policy and fiscal policy of the government will tend to control it. And in order to control it, they will snatch this money supply out of the public hands. What will happen? They will decrease the demand, supply will come to increase, and the price will fall. At what time they will fall? They will fall till this period. That is where aggregate demand and is equal to aggregate supply, and the price is constant. But what will happen? This situation will also be cannot stay for a prolonged time, because see, there are a lot of uncertainties which happen in economy. So we will see this. We are having less demand, and due to that, the demand will fall, supply will rise, and the price will fall. This is known as deflation. What is the primary concern? Money supply has been decreased or snatched out of the hands of the people. Alright. So we have two situations. And now we have to see that how money supply works to get out from these two situations from an economy, right? So we have commercial bank, we have public, we have understand that how the banking structure of an economy works. Now we will understand that how the monetary policy works with these, constituents which we have studied right now. So see, to understand the constituents of monetary policy, first we have to know one thing more. Whatever loan which is granted by the commercial bank to the public, see, if he is getting 100 rupees as deposit, 100 rupees as deposit, whatever he is getting as a deposit cannot be given to the public as a loan. This 100 rupees as a whole cannot be given to the public. Every commercial bank maintains two accounts or two reserve, cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. Alright. these are the part of reserve ratios which are maintained by the commercial banks. So I am taking example, this varies. I'm taking example of 20%. What it does, it acts as a reserve, because see, whatever you're giving as 100 rupees, if I as a person deposit 100 rupees to a commercial bank, and the commercial bank takes that 100 rupees and gives to the loan. If at a date of 2 Feb, I am giving 100 rupees to the bank, and bank at the same time giving loan, I am a person A and giving loan to the person B, bank is giving loan to the person B, and B promises that this money will be paid to him on suppose 4 May. Alright. Now see, I have deposited this money and I know that it's my net demand liability. So what will happen, suppose I want and suppose I'm taking example, what a bank does, bank takes this 100 rupees and gives 400 rupees to the B. But if on 3rd Feb I want my money back, I had some emergency, what if I want my money back of from this bank? What the bank will do? The money which I deposited on 2nd Feb was given wholly to the another person, and he promised to give it on 4th May. So what will bank do? Bank will say to wait for 4th May. No, bank cannot do, because it's the bank, net demand liability of the bank. So to counter this problem, or protect the bank from facing such problem, what RBI instructed to do to bank is to maintain some reserves. So in case if I say that the reserve is of 20%, that is 20 rupees. So if this reserve is capped, this reserve is capped with the RBI. Each bank, each commercial bank has their account in the RBI, and in that account these two reserves are maintained. Alright. So if 20 rupees is given in the reserve account, 80 rupees will be used as a loan. Alright. So it can be used in net demand and other things as well, right? There are a lot of branch expenses, ATM expenses, charges as well. So that money is used in that scenario. So we understand the concept of CRR and SLR as well. So now we will be jumping on to the our main crux, that is understanding the monetary policy. So we know that monetary policy is used for combating the money supply. All right. The lower money supply is also bad for economy, and the higher money supply is also bad for economy, because see, you will see that the price is high. It is benefit for the producer, but it's not benefit for the consumer, because whatever the consumer is getting for 10 rupees before, now it is getting for 12 rupees. So 2 rupees will be more diluted from the pocket of the consumer. What is happening here? Price is low, good for consumer, but not good for producer, because whatever I used to get for 10 rupees, now I am getting for 8 rupees. Now 2 rupees less going into the pocket of producer, then which producer will get motivated to produce more? Due to this, the investment will be lower, production will be lower. Due to this, unemployment will rise. So this is also a better situation. This is also a bad situation. We have to make a stabilized situation, that is, inflation should be there, but at a certain extent or a controlled extent. So for that, to control this inflation, to remain into its limits, actually, because we have seen a lot of example, like we have Venezuela, Zimbabwe, in which we are watching that inflation is around 4 or 5 digit, around 10 digit as well. So what is going on with there? The money has been depreciated a lot. So we have to protect from that situation, and for that we have monetary policy. So first, what we have a lot of we will be studying first component of monetary policy, that is liquidity adjustment facility. Understand? Liquidity means money supply. Adjustment means we are adjusting the money supply, and this is a facility to adjust the money supply in the economy, is the liquidity adjustment facility. Now in liquidity adjustment facility, we will be understanding we have two things, that is repo rate and we have reverse repo rate. We will be covering all the topics in this only. So we have repo rate, how it functions, we will see. We have this bank. Now see, bank requires money. It requires money to function. It requires working capital requirements as well. So bank requires money, and what caters to his demand? The RBI or the central bank. RBI gives money as a loan to the central bank, and the rate at which the bank have to pay some. See, if he is giving something, some monetary benefit or loan to the bank, then the RBI will also expect something in return. That is the interest, as the bank charges interest from us on the loan. Same, RBI also charges some interest to the bank. That interest is known as repo rate. It is known as repo rate. Alright, so we will be taking example again. This repo rate, this rates increase or decreases as per the RBI, as per the situation in an economy. So we will take an example here. But see, if RBI is giving loan to the bank, it does not give loan as unsecured. Something has to be given by the bank to the RBI, and that is known as G6 as collateral. So it is known as the government securities. What are the government securities? See, government securities are the part of money market. This is a topic for another video, but I will give an overview. See, what government also need money, right? And government issue bonds that are highly secured because the government is issuing in his faith. So something that has to those bonds which were issued by the bank by the government will be used by the bank to use as collateral to the RBI against this loan. All right. Now RBI will give him loan. This is known as repurchase agreement. In this agreement, the commercial bank promise that after a certain date, if I say this repo rate, see this repo rate is for 1 year only. So suppose I as a bank gives this money after 2 months. So I as a bank promise to the RBI that after 2 months I will pay this loan amount with the interest rate, that is repo rate, and I will purchase this government security back, that is your repurchase agreement. So what will after 2 months happen? Bank after 2 months, RBI and we have bank will give the loan amount plus repo rate, and in return bank will fulfill repurchase agreement by returning this G6 back to the bank. This is how the repurchase works. All right. So this is how the thing works. Now you have to understand one more thing. This repo rate is used in combating inflation. See, suppose bank gives us loan, right? RBI give loans to the bank, and we have public. Bank does not have anything right now. RBI gives him loan of rupees 1 lakh for suppose say 4%, and it gives loan to the public suppose 8%. See, all right. Now bank does not have any money. Everything has been taken out of the net demand liability. We are taking a hypothetical example, but bank has to function. Then how it does? RBI gives him loan to the bank at 4%, and this amount will be, after deducting CRR. I'm not taking that right now. Bank gives this money to the public at 8%, and whatever the percentage is taken out of it is the profit of the bank, that is 4%. Now money supply is high. Money supply is high. RBI want that money supply gets out of the market, so the inflation gets checked out. Because see, we have to maintain this percentage. What if the inflation is 8%? That is bad for economy. Why it is 8%? Because excess money supply is there in the market. So RBI want to extract that money supply from the market. How it does? See, if that is 4% repo rate, what RBI will do? Increase this repo rate. How? If it says 6% repo rate. Now what will bank do? Bank says that now I have to pay a lot of money to the bank. If the bank used to pay 4% of 1 lakh, that is 4,000. Now bank have to pay 6,000 to the bank. So 2,000 excess is going from the pocket of the bank. What bank will do? Bank either will increase this rate to 10% or stop lending them, because the bank have a lot of things to do. Bank also have their recurring expenses, like they have to pay salary, etc. So they have to meet that first also. All right. So if 10% has been increased, now see from the other side, public, which used to say that 8% is cheap, I can afford. Now it is 10%. What public will think that it is high right now, the interest rate are high right now, I will take this loan later on. So now this 1 lakh liquidity has been stopped from coming into the market, and this is how the money supply is checked or it's controlled, right? So this is the first thing. Second thing is the reverse repo rate. You understand, right? Now what is a deflation? In deflation, money supply is low. In deflation, money supply is low. What RBI will do? RBI will further decrease this percentage to suppose 3%. Now bank have to pay less interest, and this benefit will be also transferred to the public. Now what public will think, oh, I am getting less interest rate for the money which I used to get for before. So what will public do? Public will now get this money out of the bank as a loan, and this money will be used for various purposes, and it will ensure increase in money supply and getting the economy out of this depression or deflationary stage. So this is how the repo rate works. Now we have second, reverse repo rate. So we have this bank, we have this RBI. Now what happens is bank parks its surplus money. Sometimes bank also have a lot of money, surplus money, into RBI, against which RBI puts some collateral, that is G-Secs, to the bank as a security, because the bank is putting its money to RBI and it also expects something as security in return. So what bank does, RBI does, it parks something as G-Secs as collateral, and what happens is after its redemption, RBI gives this money, surplus money, plus some interest. Why would any bank or any person or any mere person or any rational person will invest something? It wants something out of it. So say it will get something in interest in return. So that interest or return is known as reverse repo rate. Alright. So what will be situation in the situation of money supply when the money supply is high? That is a situation of inflation. RBI will increase this repo rate. Suppose the normal repo rate is 6%. RBI will increase to 8%. What will happen? More bank will park its money to the RBI. Now RBI is not going to use that money in purpose of increasing the demand. RBI will take that money in order to ensure that the money supply remains into control. So now bank will see an opportunity or will get motivated, because the bank used to get 6%, but now bank are getting 8%. So it's a benefit for the bank. So there are more and more bank will be motivated to invest into the reverse repo rate facility. This is how the bank which are used to give loan to the person, to the public, now bank will try, see bank is getting suppose 7% out of it, but bank is getting 8% out of the RBI. Now what bank will do is bank will provide this money, this loan money, instead of giving to the public, it will park this money to the RBI, and RBI will ensure that this money remains intact with it and the money supply gets controlled. Alright? When money supply is less, this 8% is, we are not seeing 8%, we are looking at 6%, is further decreased to 4%. Now which bank will be motivated to park its money at 4% when they are getting a lot of money out of it, out of the public? Now the bank will hesitate to park its money in the reverse repo rate facility, and banks will provide money to the public. This will ensure that the money supply increases in the case of inflation. Alright. So next we have open market operation. We have understand the liquidity adjustment facility. We are looking at the open market operation. See, the government of India wants money. Government of India requires funds for various purposes. They have to meet two funds. They have to meet two requirements, that is economic infrastructure and social infra. Economic infra means building of roads, dams, construction, etc. And social infrastructure means health infrastructure and something which the government does not get in return. So if open for this purpose, the government of India requires funds, and most of the time tax money remains short. So what government does? Government instructs RBI to issue government securities, and this government securities is issued on the behalf of RBI. So see, what at the time of inflation when money supply is high, RBI, the purpose of RBI should be to pull the money supply out. What it does, it sells these government securities to the bank, and in return it gets a lot of money. Now see, the money which may have used by the bank to give the loan to others, now it is parked with the RBI. So now that money cannot be utilized in the form of loan, and the money supply won't be increased as it should be. So this is how inflation is checked. In a time of when money supply is low, that means deflation is stage, the purpose should be to increase the money supply. What RBI will do? RBI will purchase back this government security, and in return bank will get money, and this money can be further used to provide loan to the public, and this money which is going out of as a loan will be used by the public to increase the money supply in the economy. So this is how it works. This is a complete small overview of how inflation and how deflation work. how monetary policy work, you have to understand that you have to take a command on inflation and deflation, and you have to know, you have to remember that whatever an economy is facing due to inflation is that the money supply is increasing. Whenever there is an increase in money supply, that situation is when the economy will be going to face inflation. So RBI role is to maintain the rate which are predetermined, that is 4% plus minus 2%, and for that the money supply in an economy is pumped or is taken out as per these measures which I made you understand today. So this is all for this video. We will be looking at a lot of things in future. We will be taking a glance at various economic aspects of it. We will be looking at fiscal policy as well. So that's all for the video.